and that all of us seem to have a bit of this psychic parasite in us, giving us these horrible messages and diminishing our spirit. And it seems that those that suffer more trauma, deeper trauma than just the real world provides, molestation and abuse, then the voices seem to be able to come to the front. But from listening to you, I think that there would be a lot of people listening saying, you know what, I got those voices saying this stuff to me.
Yeah, and it's not like psychiatry says. It's not like us and them. They're crazy, we're not. We're all crazy to different degrees. I mean, this is a continuum. We're all humans, and the schizophrenics are at the top 10% of.
Hey guys, today I'm going to explore India's recent space travel missions and how the country's current space technology is somehow deeply related to its ancient technology. Let us take a look at this video. This is from the Indian Space Research Organization known as ISRO, and it shows the latest video of the Mars orbiter assembly. And here, look at the shape of this. This is a lingam, which acts as a base to the entire assembly. This is the payload structure, a very important part. And why is it designed like a lingam? Compare this with the lingam we see in Indian temples. This is the main structure worshipped in most Hindu temples. It is considered a representation of Shiva, but nobody knows why this shape has been worshipped for thousands of years in India. So, what does a lingam actually represent? Think about this. We are planning to put a man on Mars in 2025, just 6 years from now. ISRO will be putting an astronaut inside a structure like this lingam and send it over to Mars. And then an astronaut would come out of a lingam on the surface of Mars, right? Here is the shocking part. Such carvings are already portrayed in ancient Hindu temples. Look how this astronaut is clearly coming out of a lingam. Look at how he's wearing an elongated helmet. This is a repeating motif, and it is definitely not for beauty. This is a protective helmet. And of course, you can see several wires around his body, and his tools and weapons are quite advanced. Who is this astronaut? It is Lord Shiva. In Hinduism, this motif is called Lingodbhava. Ancient texts confirm that yes, Shiva indeed came to Earth from a planet called Shivaloka, and he comes out of a lingam, a pod, a space pod, very similar to what India has built now. Is this a coincidence, or is India recreating ancient technology based on ancient Indian texts? India has thousands of texts locked away, and the information we find in these texts is just insane. Look at this passage written 1,000 years ago. Quote, inside the circular airframe, place the Mercury engine with its solar Mercury boiler at the aircraft center. By means of the power latent in the heated mercury, which sets the driving whirlwind in motion, a man sitting inside may travel a great distance in the most marvelous manner. End quote. This is an exact translation from an ancient text called Samarangana Sutradhara. Undoubtedly, it is talking about a mercury vortex engine. Even more interesting, NASA is using Mercury vortex engines, and now ISRO is also set to be developing Mercury vortex engines. Is it possible that the Indian government is actually trying to recreate ancient technology mentioned in Hindu texts? In recent years, India is undergoing rapid development in space research. In other countries, science is considered an antithesis of religion. But in India, religion shows up all the time in science. This is NASA's Apollo, the rocket taking off from the Earth to reach the moon. Nothing strange, right? But here is India's latest launch of Chandrayaan-2 to reach the moon. Is this a coincidence, or is the entire launch modeled after Shiva's cosmic dance? If you look at the similarity, this is just weird. Is it a coincidence that this is designed like that? The same figure of Shiva's cosmic dance is also placed on the site where the God particle was produced. This is in Switzerland, where there is a large hadron collider, and the God particle is considered a breakthrough in science, where an elementary particle is produced by quantum excitation. Shortly after the God particle was made, the idol of Shiva's cosmic dance was placed there. Nobody knows why. What is an Indian god doing in Switzerland? How is this even related to the God particle? Perhaps we could come to a conclusion if we see what is going on inside the Large Hadron Collider. This is from the particle accelerator. Look at this picture, which shows how the God particle is produced because of collisions between protons. This is very similar to the cosmic dance of Shiva. Of course, the Large Hadron Collider itself may have been designed from ancient technology. In the temple of Ranakpur, there is something mind-boggling. On the ceiling, there is an identical carving of this collider done many centuries ago, even though the collider itself was only created very recently. Look at the similarity. This is just insane. Was the Large Hadron Collider designed based on ancient knowledge? Or governments secretly decoding ancient Indian texts? In 1938, Hitler sent an expedition to examine ancient texts of India and Tibet. It is clearly established that the team copied many ancient manuscripts and took this information back to Germany. During this time, Germany saw an extraordinary growth in technology, especially flight technology, like the making of the Nazi bell. This device was very advanced. It had UFO-like flying technology. Many have openly claimed that this device was a result of Hitler's recreation of ancient technology of Vimanas. The Vimanas are flying aircraft and spacecraft, and their designs and capabilities are mentioned multiple times in Vedic texts. But the question is, after the defeat of Germany in World War II, did this practice stop? Or are governments continuously trying to recreate lost technology mentioned in ancient texts? Is India's space mission somehow related to space and Vimana technology mentioned in these texts? Or is this all a mere coincidence? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell button to get all the updates. Please give this video a thumbs up and do share it with your friends. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
For generations, our world has challenged explorers to seek what lies beyond the horizon. Now, the invention of spaceflight is leading us outward to explore a host of alien worlds with vast new territories. Today, we see the sun, moon, and planets with penetrating clarity through the eyes of the intrepid machines blazing a trail for us across the solar system. Their cameras have become our windows onto a bold new adventure. Their discoveries have become our cosmic vistas. Since the dawn of humanity, the night sky has been our window onto a larger reality. For our ancient ancestors, the heavens above were evidence that there is something out there.
Their power is the power that humans give to them all the time in the form of acquiescence. That's their power. They really don't have power. Humans give them their power by not saying, no, we're not doing it. And so what you just mentioned there about, predicting the future, what I've been doing is not predicting the future. I've been saying, this is the plan that this global cult network has for the world. And unless something intervenes to stop it, i.e. humans stop giving their power to it, then this is what's going to happen. And the idea is to alert enough people to what's happening so that they do stop it. It's not that I've predicted the future, it's that I've predicted the plan if it's not stopped. And clearly it's not been stopped up to this point, although there are many more encouraging signs now. And therefore it's unfolded, and it appears that I've predicted the future, I've predicted the plan.
Yes.
There's two worlds in one world. There's the world of the population, and it is restricted severely in the information that it receives.